Article 64. Freedom of belief is absolute. The freedom of practicing religious rituals and establishing places of worship for the followers of revealed religions is a right organized by law. Is Egypt a country that grants its citizens the right to freedom of religion and free speech?
I was taken, suddenly, into a dark cell. My sister had been with me. Where they took her to, I had no idea.
Mustafa Halal is one of many Egyptian members of the Ahmadi religion of peace and light who faced oppressive behavior from the Egyptian government simply for their belief in this religion. In 2018, he and his sister were taken into the deep underground cells of the National Intelligence, where they were separated and forced into underground cells with barely any light, no bathrooms, and no access to a lawyer. Article 54. All those whose freedoms have been restricted shall be immediately informed of the causes therefor, notified of their rights in writing, be allowed to immediately contact their family and lawyer, and be brought before the investigating authority within 24 hours of their freedoms having been restricted.
My family had no idea where I was. Even I didn't know exactly where I was. I just knew that this random arrest had happened and that they wanted to know more about me and my faith. And they didn't care about imposing forms of psychological abuse. Myself and the others in that underground prison were subjected to solitary confinement in filthy dark rooms with no information.
Article 52. All forms of torture are a crime, with no statute of limitations. Someone had tipped off the intelligence, knowing the prejudice of the government against minorities. Mustafa Halal, who owned a professional camera for the purposes of creating short, inspiring films for the Egyptian people, showcasing the living conditions of the citizens, was taken in for possessing the camera. Article 70. Freedom of press and printing, along with paper, visual, audio, and digital distribution is guaranteed. Egyptians, whether natural or legal persons, public or private, have the right to own and issue newspapers and establish visual, audio, and digital media outlets. As a member of the Ahmadi religion of peace and light, Mustafa Halal was interrogated and questioned on the tenets of his religion.
It is not a secret that in Egypt, it's better to stay silent about your religion and beliefs if you're part of a minority. They took my phone, they questioned me. I waited for days to receive any information on my whereabouts. There's no such thing as getting a lawyer or legal aid of any sort. I was lucky to get out alive. They ultimately threw me out, far from home, with no money on me and no explanation for what had happened to me or what would happen next.
Egypt's constitution is a farce. They uphold none of their laws or their constitution. Their so-called claim that the government protects and takes care of the people is an absolute lie. The Egyptian government failed in their duty to protect their citizens, as can be seen by their treatment of members of the Ahmadi religion of peace and light.